Long time no see.
Hey, Larry. Yeah, it's fun having the triage discussion right back to back with the TSC meeting, but it's only every other week.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, long time no see. Christian, you got to sign that last issue.
Oh, cool. Fun. I can close that.
I figured you were the first person to push back on it, so I think it's fair that you close it.
Yep, and I've had similar discussions with contributors in the past about that. Yeah.
Hey, Roger.
Hey.
Hey, Roger. Welcome back.
Thanks. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good.
Hey, Yusuf. Do you want to get some talking to ramp up Google Meet?
I am currently speaking into the microphone in order for my microphone to adapt to my voice. And now that I've spoken for a while, you should be able to hear me.
I love it. Like, you can't hear it, Yusuf, but we hear it. It's like someone slowly turning the volume up.
I don't know why. I don't get it.
Hey, Igor.
I have a microphone I sometimes use, and it just doesn't work with Google Meet.
Yeah, it should become like you guys, or at least like James, and get like an official microphone. You know, become a streamer.
Podcaster.
I've got this
I got this microphone.
It would help. It would help if I actually plugged it in.
I got this microphone because I've been working remote for like 14 years now or something, like a long time. And I love loud mechanical keyboards. And people got very annoyed with me typing. So I had to get a directional microphone that is always away from my keyboard. So, yeah. Lately, noise canceling is a lot better. Like Google just filters it out. So,
What kind of keys you use?
oh, Larry, we will be here all day. I will talk to you about it afterwards.
I'd love that.
Yeah. I'll send you a DM. Right, Roger, do you want to kick us off?
Trying to get the right place to share. Apologies. Struggling to do basic tasks. There was something else wanting to be added in, I think, Christian, you said.
Mostly just to add on to that.
I don't know if anybody else is having trouble seeing the notes, but it looks not the highest resolution.
Not sure I can help with that.
This is getting a lot better.
I think you're just having connection limitations, Roger. But we can read it and talk about it. It should be fine.
Okay.
That's better.
It was the hiring process in general, was it?
Not the hiring process. So one thing we had talked about is what's our process for when maintainers step away in different capacity, like either removing from the maintainers list or moving them to committers is the technical term. I think maybe all I have in mind there is a quick discussion on what we think makes sense, and then an action item on one or two folks to go and write up a proposal to PR into the org repo for approval.
Okay. Cool. If people are happy, then we, as far as I could tell from the previous notes, had no action items, so nothing from the previous. So the 2 planned topics are just update on Theo's backfill and that additional stuff we just said. I'll add that in. And actually can probably stop sharing, to be fair.
So I can run the first topic. We are continuing to hire for another maintainer to join the OpenTofu team. Progress is going along. Might take a little bit longer to find a good candidate. Any questions or concerns about that? Please.
I'd mostly put it down because it's been out for the last, I think, more or less month. So just looking for an update. That's all.
If you have friends or old colleagues that you would like to recommend, please feel free to share the position with them for everyone's awareness. We're avoiding knowing when somebody's being recommended for the position, so we don't put anybody in front of the line if they're specifically recommended by somebody.
Is there like a decent amount of interest in the job? Like, are you getting a lot of applications?
Hundreds.
Wow.
If anybody is not hiring right now in this climate, I will tell you it is very hard. There is a lot of like AI submitted applications claiming that they already work on the OpenTofu project and that they're a lead maintainer. It's not fun.
More power to you. Sounds like a dreadful task.
Cool. Thank you. We'll pass it over to Christian then.
Sure. There might already be an action item in this buried in the notes from a couple weeks to a month or so ago. But we need some sort of process for taking a step back. There's no hard requirement that a maintainer on OpenTofu is hired to work on OpenTofu full time. That's not something that is in our governance. It is practically to spend the amount of time you need to spend on OpenTofu. That's typically how it works. But for just picking on Dio as an example, because he's moved on to another job at this point, he doesn't have the time he once did to work on OpenTofu and has talked about stepping back into more of a committer role. Now we do in our governance, we have two terms, maintainer and committer. Maintainer is a more fully fledged running either the whole, having ownership over the whole organization or more specifically one or two projects. We haven't distinguished too much, but as we're onboarding people, sometimes we say, okay, you can be, we're adding you as a maintainer to these projects to start and then opening that up over time. I think, and committer is a more limited role, someone who is a known and trusted quantity, someone who's already been a committer to the project, or sorry, a contributor to the project. The two words are similar, and I'm going to keep mixing them up. Typically our flow as we described it back when we wrote the governance document was someone would first become a contributor, someone who is commenting on issues, who's accepting small tasks and putting in pull requests, then would become a committer, where they have access to approve and merge pull requests in certain repositories and some other nebulous permissions we haven't fully defined, and then maintainer, where you get access to more significant portions of our infrastructure, can work on all of our repositories, and are in more of a fully fledged position within the organization. We've sort of have that informal on ramp, but we haven't discussed an off ramp, so to speak. And I guess I can open up the floor to what people's thoughts are on adding a process and things of that nature.
Lawrence.
I guess my question then would be, what does Dio think?
Dio's, last I spoke with him, requested that he no longer be a maintainer, but be moved to a committer, where he still has time and energy to work on the OpenTofu project. He'll be able to, but he won't be roped into all the other stuff within OpenTofu. He may only be a committer on certain projects that he's more passionate about.
Then I think that the first question is, how can we have maintainers create a process for maintainers to make such a formal request? Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about. Is like, what's that process going to look like? Should it be you open up an issue in the org repo, you put an item on the TSC agenda? Who makes that call? Who approves it? Is that something that the other maintainers can say, okay, yep, we accept your request? Or is it something that has to be brought up in the TSC with a certain amount of understanding?
If I may make a suggestion then, a maintainer may always have permission to downgrade their amount of privileges. And so should be allowed to make a pull request or an issue in the org repo, and that may be approved by co-maintainers without any need for the TSC.
That sounds reasonable to me, and I would extend that to committers down to contributors as well.
Yep.
Okay. Any other thoughts on the downgrade process?
I would like to write it into our governance, if you don't mind, either Christian or Larry, because we need to display that we're updating our governance.
Makes sense to me.
I would also like to add that like how you transition from one to another, or no, to not being a committer or a contributor to being a contributor at all, is relevant. And I guess explicit rights and responsibilities for both roles would also be important. I wouldn't expect the same responsibilities for a contributor versus a maintainer, and I would expect responsibilities to be the majority of what differentiates the two.
I think especially as we are hopefully, or rather Gruntwork is hopefully hiring someone, if we should try and get the committer responsibilities figured out ahead of time, because that way they could dog food that process, bring them on as a committer, and work their way up through a maintainer. We sort of informally did that with Larry, but this would be a good opportunity to actually like update our governance and then put it to the test. So as far as action items go, it sounds like we have a sort of informal understanding of what needs to be done, defining the roles, and talking about the on and off ramps in our governance documents, or at least somewhere in the org repo. Does anyone feel particularly strongly about writing up that wording?
Well, I don't feel strongly about it. I did make the proposal, and I would be willing to write it up.
Okay, I could pair with you on that, because I wrote a bunch of the original governance and could help get that in.
Yeah, and to clarify, I'm only talking about downgrade of privilege, not the actual privileges themselves.
Do we care enough about process just to nitpick that Larry technically isn't a TSC member, and so do we have a process of editing the governance? Like, can Larry pitch something and the TSC signs off?
I think technically the way it's like one of the nice things about having it on GitHub and the way that we do is anyone can put in a PR suggesting changes to the governance, and then I think there is a provision saying you need a certain percent of the a certain
TSC.
percentage of the active TSC to approved in order to merge that.
Okay.
Maybe creating a proposal section in the org repo is the way we do this. We can have a resolved proposal, and then we can ratify it in the next TSC call, and then it shifts over.
Yeah, that's what I was guessing would be the process.
Works for me.
Okay, that's an action item on me. I'll create a proposal that will be voted on in the next TSC meeting, and if approved, will become a pull request for governance.
Sounds good. Anything else to add on that topic? Great. The only other thing is any other business.
Any news on upcoming OpenTofu Day?
I reviewed all the papers. I will ask Christian what's going on. Not ask Christian, Sebastian, who is the chair of the committee. I will ask Sebastian what's going on. Larry has some news.
Yeah, a little small bit of news. I shared it with maintainers, and I think I can share it with TSC as well. OpenTofu has been accepted for the Project Pavilion. We're going to have a nice little booth in OpenTofu North America in Salt Lake City.
Does that mean we need to figure out scheduling who's actually going to man the booth? Or
Indeed.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll probably spend most of the day there.
Sorry to hear that, Troy.
Yeah.
I would like to hear it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Okay.
I can't speak to the other organizations, and it's probably a bit premature to talk about schedules, but yeah, I'm also currently planning to be there. So between at least 2 people. So. Anything else from anyone?
Nope.
Great. Fantastic. Short and sweet. Once the video gets passed through me, I'll get the notes up and get things moving. Thanks.
Thank you.
See you all soon. Bye.
Thank you very much, everybody.